This isn't how it looked then. But that was over a half-century ago. The boss, a young man with his mind in the sky and a hungry eye on the future. Donald Wills Douglas by name. Always preferred a handshake to a contract. The place, of course, is Santa Monica, California. The historic event? Just an airplane. Well, not exactly just. It was model number 3 of the Douglas Commercial Transports. And it was the first test flight. A maiden voyage, if you will. Exciting? No, not really. The builders, engineers, and designer all said it was rather routine. Well, they knew it would fly. But for 50 years? In 1903, Orville and Wilbur didn't cause much excitement either. Yet, just 32 years later, to the day, a craft with a wingspan greater than the distance the Wright plane flew took to the skies. Not only did the DC-3 promise to get you there in quantum leaps, it would shrink an arduous coast-to-coast air trip down to a mere 18 hours. But more importantly, it would carry you there in a style and luxury not yet experienced in commercial air travel. It started with C.R. Smith. Ran this little company he called American Airlines. Had the bright idea that if Douglas would expand on the design of the DC-2, he could come up with a Pullman car on wings. He did, and more. 2 more configurations, to be exact. The 14-passenger club lounge was to attract business and celebrity travel. And the day plane carried 21 passengers with unheard-of comfort and safety. Not to mention the bottom line, profit. Presto, a classic was born. What was the magic? Simplicity. A mechanic's dream. No wonder they called her the rubber airplane. Entering the industry as a pioneer, the DC-3 stayed on to blaze a trail that still serves as guide to aircraft and air travel today. Of course, back in the 30s, it was the DC-2 that was being turned into the good ship lollipop by the nation's darling Shirley Temple. But it would be Rosie the Riveter who would help win a war by converting the DC-3 into a tough, reliable C-47 military transport. Working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Douglas plants in Santa Monica, Long Beach, and Oklahoma, they built more than 10,000. Though designed for a people at peace, destiny would take the lady into 3 wars. She would be known by a roster of aliases. Some with humor, all with affection. This plane, by any name, would still create her own legend. Throughout World War II, the Korean conflict, and Vietnam, the stories and anecdotes of her endurance, performance, and adaptability are legion. Wings that performed miracles. Wings that saved lives as an aeromedical unit. They could count on the Goonie bird. Dependable, durable, reliable. Those were the traits that made the DC-3 the most loved aircraft the world has ever known. She flattened the Himalayas and lifted the Burma Road 3 miles high as she flew the hump into China. Her wings settled into the remote highlands of New Guinea. No one there would ever forget the thunder-blanketed skies of Normandy. As an awesome armada, she joined the fateful operations of D-Day, delivering the goods of victory, the paratroopers, the gliders, maintaining a supply drop lifeline. It was Dwight D. Eisenhower who ranked the C-47, along with the Jeep, the bazooka, and the atom bomb, as the prime weapons that helped to win World War II. She would give thousands of servicemen their very first flights. And when it was over, she would bring them back to home and family once again. Her dependability never proved more dramatic than during the Berlin blockade. A steady stream of supplies, 24 hours a day, to help break the deadly stranglehold. Now, was she ready for retirement? No way. It's May 3rd, 1952. The Air Force takes Our Lady in for an historic landing at the North Pole. And not to be outdone, on October 1st, 1956, the Navy makes an aerial landing first on the frigid wastes of the South Pole. The ends of the Earth were hers. There is scarcely any place on the globe that has not come under her wing at some time. Conversion back to peacetime living meant new versions and added services, including agricultural spray planes, firefighters, and executive transports. There would be citations and commemorations, too. Prestigious indeed was her installation at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, and as the legendary Betsy in the Museum of Hong Kong. She would suffer a few well-meaning but questionable conversions. For example, the diner in South Africa, or an RV. Always responsive, always dependable. Truly, a plane that flight and ground crew came to love. A plane that passengers the world round would take for granted as the standard in air travel. Born Douglas Commercial, model number 3, more than 10,000 were built. This legend on wings has passed the half-century mark, and those wings continue to fly. Over 2,000 are serving as private, chartered, military, or scheduled aircraft around the world. She is indeed a lady loved, a lady remembered, and a hard-working lady still.